Hello and welcome back to Sport on 7 from the ICC Academy, where the UAE national cricket team has staged a talent hunt. We caught up with the team coach Aqib Javed to speak to him about the team's performance as well as the future of UAE cricket. Over 400 young and aspiring cricketers flocked over to the ICC Academy in Dubai, carrying hopes and dreams of representing the UAE national team. Throughout the month of April, the National Board conducted talent sessions to build a pool of rising talent and groom the youngsters in the domestic circuit. Unfortunately, the main architect behind the talent hunt and the UAE's recent success, the head coach Aqib Javed, resigned days after the trials in Dubai, however, remained optimistic about the team's future. Now, national team coach for 4.5 years. Now we've got this new talent hunt that we're looking for. So tell us about the 4 years that you've had as a coach and how this could potentially change that.
I think this is one of the best thing happened to UAE because we had talent hunt at junior level, like under 19 level, just before the World Cup, and it works really well because there was the first ever World Cup in the history of UAE. And then followed by T20 and 50-over World Cup. Now recently, we've done well team-wise. But when you say, as cricket board, as UAE Cricket, this is one of the best platform because our domestic cricket is not very competitive. There is a cricket, but to make it more happen, I think the next step, which already discussed, and Andy is working on that, and David is already in a process to have Emirates level tournaments.
Competitive element is there, but we've also seen cricket is fast evolving. We've seen the West Indies side, dominating the T20. So it's become a young man's sport, and now we've got an age criteria that you've looked at, under 30. Is this something in line with getting more young talents and more fast cricketers out there?
I mean, look, we had been problem. The age had been problem for us. Recently we carry the players who are already, like 40 or near 40s. Hunting a talent, 30, below 30 means if you got somebody who's good enough, and even he's 30, then you have 1 year or 6 months to work on him, and then he can carry on playing for another 4 or 5 years, because this is very unique place. Eventually there are a few locals playing cricket, but the passion of the game is lesser in local Emiratis. We are depending on expats coming from their countries. The rule is like you have to have 4 years residence visa. The time the players spend their youth in their countries, try their luck in their country, and then they moved abroad. So I think this is one of the reasons we wanted to enlarge our pool of players and go all over UAE and hunt new talent.
Now, commenting on the progress of the UAE side, as you said, in 4 years they've grown. They've played the T20 Asia Cup. We've seen some great bowling efforts there, and especially with you coming from your bowling background. But the batting was certainly lacking. So what do we expect from this talent hunt, and what does the future hold for the UAE cricket now, coming a few more years down the line?
I think the batting is the difficult part when you climb to another level. Sometimes it doesn't make any difference whom you're throwing the ball, but it does matter when you receive a ball. 145, it's quite a difference. I think batting is always difficult, and the circumstances which we have in UAE, it's all fast game, all short T20 games. I think in the future we would love to run like few 50-over tournaments, and in the future maybe a 3-day or 2-day games. In these games, in these trials, what we are looking at is the talent. It's easier to find talent in bowlers than batters, and that's why the next phase would be I can select a bowler within 4 or 5 deliveries, but it's difficult to find a batsman talent in the net like in 4 or 5 minutes, but you got decent idea. So that's why we are shortlisting players in the first phase, and then we'll give them opportunity through competition to prove their talent and off to UAE cricket.
As per the rules, the youngsters are required to be born in the UAE or be residents for the last 4 years to be eligible for representing the national team. According to the board, the event plays an important role in scouting future talent at the right time.
the whole idea is that we need to bring them. We need to capture those talents. We need to scout them. And this is what's happening today. You can see the numbers. They're all lining up. One line is for bowlers, the other is for batsmen. And this is what we want, so that we have a bigger number of pool when we have our selection committee. This is where they will be seen and they will be encouraged to train with the national team. They will be encouraged to be part of the domestic cricket. And then, obviously, once they are proven themselves, they have the scores, they have their statistics, they have all their results in place, then they are part of the selection pool. And this is the start. It starts right here.
We'll now move on to Skydive Dubai, which once again played host to the Dubai Beach Polo Cup. While there are talks of staging a Beach Polo World Cup in the year 2020, the 12th edition of the tournament certainly lived up to its expectations with a spectacular title defence by Team Cadillac. Despite the wet weather conditions delaying the tournament's start by a day, the Beach Polo Cup, which took place in the first week of April, once again gained much attention of the fans who joined to catch the intense battles of Dubai's homegrown sport, while soaking in the atmosphere, which also featured an impressive live entertainment. The final day began with the third and fourth place playoff, which resulted in a dominating performance by Qatar Airways side, who after losing by just half a point in their first game, stole the show with a 15 to 8.5 scoreline against Hills Advertising.
It was an exciting game. We opened up, all the teams went well, the horses went well. Our team, we played together for the second time now. After yesterday, it was today. So we knew each other better. We knew the horses, the field, and so we could have put up a good strategy. And the other team was fantastic as well. They played really well. It was really fun to play. It is absolute fun for the players. It's a much more fun for the spectators because they can really feel the action. They can see it. We are close to them. And I absolutely enjoy the sport. It's more, I enjoy actually more beach polo than I actually do on field polo.
I think our team finally started to work together. We had, we knew the horses from last night. We hadn't played together before. Besides Marcos, he and I played together in Switzerland last year, but I've only played against Lucas and against Piero in a couple of games around the world, Argentina, Switzerland, and other places.
With the most successful champions Al Habtour brothers not participating this year, things seem straightforward for the defending champions Team Cadillac to stage a stunning win with a scoreline of 10 to 8. The final quarter, or chukka, started off as a stalemate with both sides at 7-all, and eventually it was good teamwork that allowed last year's champions to go over the line and lift the trophy. According to the players, the high quality of games showed the sport is ready for a global contest here in Dubai.
It's a teamwork. We agree that they're gonna mark them, and I'm going to bring the ball. It's a teamwork, so no pressure. I think it's gonna be very good for the people to watch. The real sport is not this. I mean, it's on the grass. But I think that if polo and they start doing this kind of events, it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow big time, and people they're gonna like it, and players they're gonna come and play it more, and it's gonna be big.
Dubai sporting destination in the last 2 years, I would say, is growing tremendously. The amount of sports that's out, the amount of sport that's been publicized, it's big and it's attracting a lot of people, and us as locals as in even expats who live here, are really enjoying it. The government is really encouraging these sports to grow more and more every year.
We'll now take a short break, but when we come back, we continue with cricket and catch up with Australia Women's International Holly Furling to talk about the future of women's cricket.